and now we're going to be taking a look at the percussion section. Now, although percussion isn't my strongest suit, it's definitely something worth looking into and adding into one's composition. It's especially good for adding that necessary rhythm. So to start off with, I added this bass drum in the second half of the first section, and it sounds like this. It has a sort of war-like feel, and what I'm doing here is I'm switching between these two bass drums, one that sounds like this, and one that sounds like this. They have slightly different tunings, but even though that's subtle, it just adds to the kind of natural feel between two bass drums or two bass drum players in the percussion part of an orchestra. So let's listen out again for those two tunings. Simple, but incredibly effective. Next up, I added this military style snare just in this section here, and I've put a little key switch here. Now, what this does is it makes sure that the snare has what it's calling edge. For me, the edge is basically when you just have the rattly part of the snare engaged, so you get more of a metallic sound. Have a listen. Isn't that just fantastic? And then in this next section here, it goes to a more hollow sounding snare, so the rattly part is not engaged. And that's great that we can have a switch in dynamic or feel, tone, timbre within one sound. So we're changing that articulation again, which I really like. Last but not least, I did add some classic sounding gongs. I just thought they sounded great, so let's have a listen to those. Those are just to emphasize the transitions in different sections of the track. So let's have a listen to this percussion. See if there's anything to add, or see if we're happy with the final result. You'll notice that I re-added some of the parts from earlier, from the first section to the second section, just to make that build up at the end a little bit bigger. Well, if that gong at the end isn't the cheesiest thing in the world, then I don't know what is. Probably could have done with another cymbal, but I think that's the extent to what this track needs. I really hope that you've enjoyed watching me teach you how to use these individual instruments and inserting them all into an original composition. Hopefully this will help you understand exactly where and when you want to be making these changes throughout your track, whether it be in articulation, melody, or dynamic. For those sound design freaks out there, this is also a great toy for you to get a little bit more experimental with your choices of sound. It's been an absolute pleasure being here. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember that Groove 3 has loads of fantastic courses, so be sure to check them out. Thank you so much. Goodbye.